Next, on page 66, we'll select this screw, make 4 copies of it to go in the 4 corners. Let's zoom in with our zoom tool to select this screw area. And now let's make a selection. Again, it's a nearly perfectly round selection, so we'll use the elliptical marquee tool. And this time, rather than trying to draw from a corner, we'll do our selection from the center. So we'll come here to the center. We'll start to drag, and notice this is not the right selection. But if you hold down the Alt key, Windows, Option key, Mac, now you're selecting and drawing from the center. You can click and drag and eyeball it. If you hold the Shift key down, keep the Alt key down, hold Shift and Alt down, now you're drawing a perfect circle from the center of that circle. Let's Control-0 to zoom out. Use our Move tool to drag that selection to the lower right-hand corner. Obviously way too big, but we'll fix that. Zoom tool and zoom in and take a look at it. So let's do Edit, Transform, and Scale one more time to get that bounding box. And again, this time what we'll do is drag in from one of the corners. And if you notice up at the top here, we're seeing our scale. I'm going to hold my Shift key down as I drag in to make sure that I'm getting a perfectly scaled item. And I'm going to come down to about 40% of my original size. You could, of course, go up and type in 40 if you wanted exactly 40%, but this will be close enough. Now I'll hit Enter to accept that transformation. Switch to the Move tool, V on the keyboard, and drag this thing until it's about at this spot, so it looks like it's screwing in the corners of our frame. Control-0 to get a better look. Let's save our work, Control-S. So I have my Move tool selected. I'm going to come back here, put my mouse over the selection, hold down the Alt or Option key. Notice the second white arrow appears. And I'll click and drag that up. That means I'm duplicating. I'll have a second copy of the screw. As I drag up, I'm going to hold down the Shift key. Keep the Alt key held, but press the Shift key as well. Alt Shift, Option Shift will let you make a copy and make sure that that copy drags to this straight line. Let's repeat that one more time. I have this selection. I will Alt drag it across. If I hit the Shift key, it's going to constrain my drag so it's exactly horizontally dragged. So about there. And finally, I'll do it one more time to get down and have a 4th screw in the lower left-hand corner. Alt and then Shift as I drag. And you could hit the Shift at the beginning. Doesn't matter. Just be sure you have them both pressed down before you finish. If you're happy with that move, then do a file save, Control-S. Our very last piece of the lesson is to crop this and remove the unwanted material. I'll do a deselect, Control-D, deselect. Let's go get the crop tool. C on the keyboard will do it. There's the crop tool. And we'll make sure that we have a ratio selected up here in our options bar. I'll drag my crop handles in so that they give me the area around our frame and cut out the parts of the image we don't want. And the crop tool wants you to commit your current edits with the check mark or enter, or not commit with the escape key. In this case, I like what I have. I'll hit enter, and then Control-S to save.